What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. Back at it here with the Lancer. Already took the hood off of it just to get better access to everything. We got a hoist over here. We're gonna need it a couple times. We're not gonna lift the engine out of the top. We're gonna go out the bottom and lift the whole car up. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. First, I'm gonna start off by getting intercooler piping off of here, headlights and bumper. Just gonna pretty much take everything apart on this thing, go through everything, put it back together right. Alrighty guys, so we got the intercooler and piping, blow off valve, all that stuff out of the way now. Just going around unhooking everything and getting everything out of the way. And I will get back with you guys as soon as we're ready to start unbolting things and dropping this thing to the ground. Alrighty guys, we got the bumper off of there. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna support the bottom of the engine right there with a block of wood. That's kind of your center balance point. We're gonna leave this lower subframe connected to this engine mount here, and there is 2 bolts. Let's see. Yeah, right there. And then there's one way back there, and we undo those. And then we come over here and we'll undo these 3, and we'll undo this bolt right here on this trans mount. And then there's couple back there on that mount as well. We undo all those. Then we just lower this jack to the ground, and it'll rest just on that part of the oil pan and this cross member, and then the transmission inspection plate. It'll sit on that as well. And then we'll just come over here to our hoist, and we'll attach chains around these 2 frame rails, and we'll lift up the entire car and then slide the engine out the bottom. So, I mean, I've done it quite a few times like that, and I feel like that is by far the easiest way to do it. Tried coming out the top before, it's just total pain in the ass. Way easier to do it this way. And actually, I'm not sure that we have the right size socket for our axle nut, so we might just be leaving the axles in their spots and popping them out of the transmission while everything's on its way out of the car, which I've done that before too. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but a pinch like what we're in right now, I'm guessing that's what's gonna have to happen. So, because I'm not going after a socket right now. But yeah, I'm gonna get going with this, get everything unbolted, and I will get back with you guys as soon as I'm lowering this thing to the ground and ready to lift the frame up. Alrighty, well, this thing's ready to come out now. Got this engine mount undone. We ended up taking out that cross member. That bolt's out. Those bolts are out back there. We got everything unhooked to the engine, all the wiring and everything, all the coolant, whatnot. So we're just gonna wanna lower this jack to the ground. Like I said, we're gonna pop the axles out on the way out with the pry bar, and then we're gonna lift the car up. So as we're coming out with the engine, we will get back with you. right. We pop these axles out now. Well, we got this thing all the way down on the ground now. I don't suggest doing this with a engine with an oil pan on it that you want to save the oil pan. This one's shot. That's the only reason I'm just letting it rest on it. So pretty much it's pretty simple. You're just gonna want to come right in there and pry those axles out. I don't think I can do it one-handed though, it's a problem. So I'll probably have to do it off camera, but you can kind of see it separating in there. You're going to want to pry those axles out while you're lifting the car up in the air. Same with the other side. The other side's a little harder to get at. And then, yeah, just get the car up high enough in the air and slide the entire engine out the bottom. Alrighty, got her up in the air here. I would just wrap around these frame rails here. Just make sure you don't pinch any wires. And yeah, we got one axle out there and the other one's coming out. I tried to catch the mess, but didn't happen. So I have a little cleanup after this one's out of here. You pretty much just want to make sure everything's unhooked while you're coming out, and I can already see one thing that's not my little vacuum line there for my boost gauge is still hooked up. Yeah, getting those axles out is kind of tricky. You just got to kind of take your time with them, figure out the right way for them to come out. And then I'm just hoping that once we get this thing up in the air, we can spin this engine around in here. Excuse me. Spin this engine around in this space between these two legs and slide it out enough to set the car back down. But yeah, we'll worry about that when we get to that. All right, we got that axle out of the hole too. Like I said before, I don't really suggest this. I'm just doing this because I didn't have the right socket for the axle nut. So that's what I'm doing to get myself out of this pinch. Yeah, I'm gonna lift the car up now and slide the engine out, and we'll get back with you after it's out of there. All right, it's out. Yeah, got an absolute mess, but sometimes that's what it takes. The only thing that matters is it's out. Get that transmission off of there, and then we'll get it bolted up to our engine stand right there, and we'll carry it to the shop downstairs. We'll start going through the engine. But that will be for next video. Thank you guys for tuning in and tagging along for this. This has been a while since I've pulled this motor out. It's not too difficult, but it definitely does help if you know to come out of the bottom with it, because coming out of the top with it is about 10 times as hard. Everything gets in the way trying to come out of the top. You're just way better going out the bottom. So, but yeah, we should have another video on this coming up here real soon. Just trying to decide what we're gonna do as far as this bad crank. We're gonna see if we're still able to maybe run oversized bearings with this crank. Regardless, this entire block needs to be gone through and make sure that all the metal is out of the oiling system and everything like that. Transmission needs to be gone through as well. But at least it's out of there, and we can stop working in a cold garage and move this thing inside where it's nice and warm and get some actual work done on it. So thanks for watching, guys.